Welcome to today's deep dive. If you've ever felt like you're, white-knuckling the steering wheel of your life down a pitch-black mountain road.
Just absolutely terrified of making a wrong turn.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we have something really special for you today. We're diving into a profound composition by Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the fifth Sikh guru.
Yeah, and this source text is in Rag Tilang,
Mm.
which is this classical Indian musical framework traditionally used to express a really deep sense of spiritual yearning.
I love that. And our mission today is to look at this text as a literal roadmap out of fear. Because the core theme here is that God is the sole creator and sustainer. Like whatever he does, that alone happens.
It's a massive shift in how we view control, honestly.
It really is. I mean, think about the relief of suddenly realizing you aren't the driver at all. You look over and you're actually in the passenger seat next to a flawless navigator.
That relief is immediate. But, the text goes even further than just saying God is pulling the strings from afar. It explicitly says, quote, whatever is seen is your form.
Wait, so the entire visible world is a manifestation of the divine form?
Yes. The Supreme Lord God is described as this great giver, lofty and infinite. It dissolves that whole boundary we usually put up between the spiritual and the physical.
Oh, I see. So the physical world isn't like a distraction from spirituality. It's essentially a giant mirror reflecting the creator.
Yeah, exactly. We usually treat daily life, our jobs, doing the dishes, as these hurdles we have to get over to finally be spiritual.
Right, like we have to escape our lives to find God.
Exactly. But this composition argues the complete opposite. Every physical object, every person you encounter, is a direct manifestation of the divine.
So if we actually believe that, we can't be at war with our circumstances because those circumstances are literally divine.
Dropping that resistance is how the text says we eliminate suffering. It states those who serve and meditate on the Lord are entirely untouched by fear.
Untouched. Okay, hold on. I want to push back on this a little bit.
Sure, go for it.
If whatever he does, that alone happens, and the driver's already steering, doesn't that just lead to total apathy? Like, why should I even try to meditate if everything is predetermined?
That is the classic trap of determinism. But the text offers a totally different mechanism. It's not about giving up action. It's about giving up the ego behind the action.
Oh, so it's an internal shift.
Right. When you meditate on a singular creator doing everything, your ego, that really loud voice insisting you're the center of the universe, it just begins to dissolve.
And fear requires an ego to protect.
Precisely. If you aren't fighting to maintain the illusion of control, fear literally has nowhere to attach itself.
That makes so much sense. But the text also mentions doing this by Guru's grace, meaning I can't just lock myself in a quiet room and brute force my way into an egoless state, right?
No, because brute force is just the ego trying to destroy the ego. It's a paradox.
Wow, right. So the ability to truly remember the Lord is actually a gift of grace itself.
It is. Grace is the catalyst that allows that shift in perspective to actually take hold in your mind. You can't just muscle your way into spiritual enlightenment.
Okay, so since we rely on this grace, and we can't just force it on our own, who or what actually helps us along the journey?
The composition answers this by placing extreme reverence on the devoted community. It claims that by associating with those who meditate, the whole world is saved from the metaphorical world ocean.
A world ocean.
Yeah.
I sort of imagine that like a massive rip current. If you're caught in it, fighting alone is just exhausting.
Exhausting and deadly.
Right. But if you find the strongest swimmers, the devoted community, you don't just watch them, you swim in their wake. Their momentum breaks the current and pulls you safely to shore.
That's a perfect way to look at it. The momentum of a group focused on the divine totally alters your own trajectory. Guru Arjan Dev Ji ends with a humble prayer asking for the dust of the feet of the saints.
The dust of the feet, that's such a profound image.
It really is. Being around people who have dropped their ego makes it infinitely easier to drop yours. Seeking the dust of their feet is a metaphor for recognizing that this community is the very vessel carrying you across the ocean.
So we're moving from recognizing a single creator to dissolving our ego through grace, to finding the right community to draft behind in the heavy currents of life.
Yeah, to tie it all together for you listening, it's a highly practical roadmap for navigating existence without that heavy burden of constant terror.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to carry with you today. If whatever is seen is truly the Creator's form, how would your daily life completely transform if you treated every single object and every single person you bumped into today as a direct physical manifestation of the divine?